In the previous videos we create this, our game panel, and the head of the snake. And every time if I start the game, the snake looks in the same direction, and in this video we want to change it. So for that we go into my script, and what I change is the first my private instance of the snake. I say here that this snake is a new snake. We create here the head of the snake, and after these lines I need to turn the head of the snake. Well, we have here an enumeration, the English direction of the head, the top, the bottom, the right and the left. And if I create a snake, the direction is always top, because the picture looks always on the top. So I implement a method. I call it private void turn head of snake. And this method will be used more than once in this program. So I create a method which turns me the head of the snake based on an argument, and the argument is the English head direction with the name next direction of head. And inside this method I turn the head of the snake based on this argument here. So to turn the head of my snake I have to access the current image of the snake. We have in our English snake here a dictionary which contains the image, but I didn't have every time the position where the head is where the current position of the head is. So I create here a public list with images, and I call this list of parts. It's a new list with images, and when I create the head of the snake, I firstly can use the instance here to add into the dictionary part of snakes the head with the position, and the position is this new tuple here. So I copy this, I use this position, and the instance is the image, the value of the dictionary. Then I insert into the snake list of parts also the instance. And now I can, inside this method, access the head of the snake, because the first element in this list is always the head. So first I need a while loop which is true, and inside this true, if the next direction of head is the same direction like the current head direction of my snake, then the while loop is finished. Otherwise I have to turn the head. So switch, then I use the head of the snake, and now I say case if the English English head direction, so if the current direction of my snake is the top direction, so I have to rotate the picture. And to rotate the picture, I comment this out. I try to rotate my picture, so I use the snake list of parts, the first element, and use the method getComponent rect transform. And with this method I call the method rotate, and this method takes as an argument a vector 3. So I create here a new vector 3, and as an argument I use the degree in which the object has to rotate. So I save this script and I call inside my method where I create the snake the turn head of snake method, and as a direction I use, for example, the top. So I save this script, I go into Unity and I start the game. And we see that the head of the snake is not visible. This is because I turn the snake, the head, in the wrong with the wrong axis. So if I use here 45 and I start the game, then we see that the head looks like a little bit smaller. This is only because I rotate it with the x-axis. So that's the wrong axis. I use the z-axis and say 90 degrees. I save the script, I go into Unity and start the game. Now we see the head looks to the left side. So if I use inside this method 180 degree and start the game, so the head has to look to the bottom. Yes, we see the head looks to the bottom. And now I can use this method to rotate my head of the snake. So if the current direction is the top direction and I rotate the head of the snake 90 degrees, so the snake current head direction is the left, because from the top I rotate 90 degrees, the snake looks to the left side. Then I use the keyword break and I copy this 4 times, and when the current direction is the left direction and I turn 90 degrees, then the new direction is the bottom direction. If the head looks to the bottom and I rotate with 90 degrees, the next direction is the right direction. And if the right direction of the current head is rotate, I look to the top direction. Well, and if the current direction is the same as the next direction, I break this while loop here and this method is finished and the head is rotated. So I save the script. Now I tell here the next head direction has to be the bottom. So I save the script and I start the game. Okay, the head of the snake looks to the bottom. Then I say the head of the snake has to look to the right side. I start the game. Yes, and the head looks to the right side. So now I want to use random English head directions. So for that I create also a method, private, which returns me the English head direction, and I call this method get random head direction. And this method has also a switch statement, and inside this statement I say unity engine dot random dot range from the range 0, inclusive 0 and exclusive 4. And when I have here the number 0, then this statement returns the top direction. So I delete these cases here, I copy this case. If the case is 1, then I return the left direction. If the case is 2, then I return the bottom direction, and if the case is 3, I return the right direction. And I also need a default direction, and for that I return the top direction. So now we see the switch statement here inside has a failure. This is because I need here a closing brackets, okay. And inside this method I can call the get random head direction method. So I save the script. Now I go into Unity and I start the game. The head is looking to the right side. I start the game. The head is always looking to the right side, okay. I start the third time the game. The head is looking to the bottom. I think it works. Yes, the head looks into the left side. So if I start the game, the snake head looks always to the other direction. In the next video we add the body of the snake to our snake in the game object.